you were just bringing up F1.
Yep.
Did you see the race?
No, I am not an F1 guy. I know you guys are, but it seems crazy. Please enlighten us as what happened.
Okay, so Americans found, myself included, found F1 from this Netflix show, Drive to Survive.
Correct.
And they filmed this Netflix reality show after the season, and everything's all said and done. You already know who fucking wins. You never know who wins every single race, and they still find a way to make this world incredibly interesting and compelling.
Right.
It's almost like... I don't even want to say it's Friday Night Lights because Friday Night Lights was scripted. Like, you actually didn't know who won or not.
Right.
This you know.
Yeah.
But they find the drama within the drama. It's like a really... I can't believe people like it. Like, it'd be like watching like the highlights from like the NBA playoffs afterwards.
We did.
What, Last Dance? Yeah, I guess.
But that took the greatest team ever.
Yeah,
and Michael
like-
Jordan, the greatest athlete ever.
Yeah,
So we're like, all right, I want to see what this is about.
that's true.
Yeah, and it was also like there's like nostalgia, like you're watching a Christmas Story or something like
Yeah,
that. Like,
yeah,
how do
yeah.
I relive those feelings that I had fucking 2 decades ago?
True.
Right? But where this is literally what happened 3 months ago. It's like you know everything that happened.
Right.
And it's still so fucking good. And I think it was just so new to us. We're like, okay, I have to relive this. And I guess you get a little bit deeper into the drama, et cetera. So this season of Drive to Survive should be absolutely amazing. If they fumble this opportunity that they were given right now, then take the show off of Netflix. They're fucking idiots who are producing this show over there. It is quite possibly the best from everybody I've spoken to. And again, I'm late in the game. This is the best Formula One season that has existed in their lifetime. I mean, everybody's like, people come to, yo, I've been watching since 2001. I've never seen anything like this.
Right.
So maybe in this generation of racers.
Okay, maybe if you're coming back to like Senna and those
Exactly.
guys, it's a little different. But even then, maybe there wasn't the same level of drama. Obviously, those guys were dying and shit. It's crazy. Basically, for everybody who doesn't exactly know what's going on, the Formula One's not fair.
Right.
It's like baseball.
Okay.
Okay, so it's like kind of like unlimited budgets. It used to be more unlimited, and then every year they go, oh, we're going to find a way to do like a salary cap kind of. But basically, the teams that have a lot of money can throw money at the problem.
Right.
Okay, like we were talking about hundreds of millions of dollars.
Right.
I mean, Mercedes might spend $500 million on their team. Was it $300 to $500 million? Okay, so the big money teams are Mercedes and Red Bull,
Right.
and they also have like other teams and supply. Like Red Bull has a whole different team that's also Red Bull, Alpha Tauri, right? And Mercedes supplies engines to other teams. It's a really weird thing going on. Doesn't matter. Formula One's crazy, and this year Max Verstappen is the kind of like lead driver for Red Bull, and then Lewis Hamilton, who is the greatest of all time, won 7 championships with Mercedes.
Right.
He's going for his record 8th
Right.
this year. Red Bull comes on strong in the beginning of the season. Then Mercedes comes back. Going into the final race,
Yeah.
they're tied in points.
Whew. So whoever finishes higher, not even first.
Whoever finishes higher wins. Okay?
Right.
The race happens. Hamilton starts in second place. Max Verstappen is on pole, right? So he's Hamilton gets the lead.
Okay.
Okay? He's left out there on, I think, what is it? Hard tires, right? So Mercedes makes a decision not to have him pit because he could lose placement,
Right.
right? But the risk is he'll be on worse tires,
Right.
right? He's in the lead. He's winning. He should win the race. The race is about to be over. I think there's 4 laps left. It's over. Lewis Hamilton won.
Yeah.
He got his 8th. It's done. This guy,
Nicholas
Latifi, crashes with 4 laps left.
Right.
Okay. Now, with a crash, you have to remove the car from the track.
Right.
Okay? When you remove the car from the track, a caution car or a safety car goes and essentially leads all the cars. So it limits the speed that they can go. Nobody can pass, etc. Okay? 4 laps to go. Depending on how long it takes
Yeah.
to get that crash car off the track,
Right.
the race should end.
Yeah.
In other words, if it takes 4 laps, that's the order that the cars are in. That's how the race finishes.
Yeah.
Right? With 1 lap to go, they get the car off the track. So technically they can race for 1 lap.
Right.
Now, Lewis is in first. Max is in second,
Fifth, yeah.
but he's in 5th in terms of position because there are cars that have been lapped.
Okay.
Those cars are called lappers.
Right.
Generally speaking, I think when a caution car, the car leading the group, is out, they let all the lappers go around. In this specific one, they didn't think that they would have enough time to let the lappers go. Massey, I think his name is Michael Massey, makes a call. This is the guy who like is the race coordinator, the person who's making all the rules all the day.
Yeah.
Race steward, is that what it's called? Okay. He makes a decision to let the cars in between Lewis Hamilton and Max Verstappen lap, in other words, go in front of the caution car, essentially getting them out of the way so there can be one lap left of racing. But he doesn't let the other cars behind do it.
Okay.
So he's basically just like, move everybody out of the way. There's one lap left for the championship. Let them go. Now, here's the thing. Max is on the fresh tires.
Yeah.
He's on the, what are they called?
Soft tires.
He's on soft tires. Huge advantage.
Right.
Right? Remember, because Mercedes made a strategic choice to keep Lewis on the field for position.
Right.
Red Bull had nothing to lose. They brought him in. They put in the soft tires because they're like, listen, we're already 5 spots behind. The worst that can happen is we get second.
And you can't pit when there's a safety car taking you around.
They did pit on the safety.
Oh, and they said keep
But
the tires.
but Mercedes didn't want to because they might lose position.
Okay.
So like, we'll just keep position. So it's the two of them. Now, I've heard different viewpoints on this. One viewpoint I heard is this is like you're playing your buddy one-on-one and it's a game to 7 and you have 6 and he has 0. And then somebody just goes, okay, next basket wins.
Right.
And it's like, whoa, what do you mean next basket wins?
Yeah.
I got 6.
Yeah.
What the fuck is going on? You just moved all the people out of the way. Now, would Max have passed all those other cars? Yes. But they would have caused at least some
kind of delay.
Just difficulty.
Passing them milliseconds, who knows? I assume it's just you got to move them around them.
And also keep in mind, in a lap, in this course and in most courses, there's only a couple places to pass.
Right.
It's not like you could, right? You need enough straightaway to develop speed.
Yeah.
Right? And a turn where you can come inside.
Yeah.
Mostly.
So let's say there's only 3 places per lap to pass and there's 2 cars in between. Getting rid of those 2,
See
you're
you later.
fucked.
You're fucked.
If those 2 are in the way, you're fucked because you pass, race is over. Getting rid of those 2 gives you 3 opportunities to pass one guy.
And I'm sure I'm fucking bumbling this and I'm getting certain things wrong, blah, blah, blah. It is what it is. I mean, if you have any corrections in what I said, if there's super F1 fans out here, you know that I'm more or less learning about this now. But I think this is pretty much exactly what happened. And so in that, Max passes Lewis, first place wins.
That seems
Lewis
fucked.
got to take the L.
Yeah,
That seems fucked.
It seems fucked. Now, here's the thing. The sport's not fair.
Yeah.
We're okay with the unfair rules. And the second the unfair rules disadvantage the team that takes the most advantage of the unfair rules, they're upset. Mercedes spends hundreds of millions of dollars more than every other team to have advantages.
Yeah.
A rule was put in place that put them at a disadvantage. Not even a rule. A decision was put in place that put them at a disadvantage. And now they're whining and crying. They're not whining and crying about the fact that they could spend double every other team.
Yeah.
This shit ain't fair. The sport's not meant to be fair. It's meant to be entertaining.
Yeah.
Right? And the rules are created so it's entertaining.
That's interesting.
Right? It's called the Constructors' Cup. We look at these things because we like athletes in America. We're like, who's the Michael Jordan? Who's this? The way Formula One is looking at it is which team won. Mercedes still won.
Right.
They still won the Constructors' Cup. Max won his championship.
Right.
But Mercedes still had the best car.
Right.
And it's about the best car. Because the reality is, you could put a decent driver in a Mercedes,
And he's a good driver.
they're going to win.
Okay.
They had a guy from the worst team, I think it was Williams. Andrew Russell's his name?
George Russell.
George Russell.
Who's getting 15, 16 place consistently in a Mercedes car, but not the car that's
He's in a
the other
Williams
one.
car
He's
that
a
has
Williams car
Mercedes
that has
engine.
Mercedes engine.
Right?
Okay.
Races one race when Lewis is out with COVID or something like that. Races one race in a Mercedes, leads the whole race, is going to win the race, and all of a sudden something happened to his car.
Right.
Oh, shit.
And I think what they did is they protected Lewis.
Yeah.
Because they're like, if this guy who's getting 16th place every single race all of a sudden pops into the Mercedes and then he can win it all,
In one race.
ooh, that might tarnish Lewis's reputation. How great is Lewis?
Yeah.
Right.
Is he great or is he in the great car? And this shit is all about the car. When you're at the upper levels of driving, of course. If we're already looking at the top 1% of drivers,
You put in like a new QB on a team, you're like, oh, is it the system or is it the QB?
yes,
Yeah.
it's a system.
Yeah.
And the QB can take it there,
Yeah.
but a system is...
Right.
I think you're bothered as a fan from a distance. It would seem like I'd be bothered just because it's like, all right, well, these are the 2 best companies. Like you said, these are the 2 best car constructors.
Yeah.
So at this point, let me at least make that as even as possible. Sure, 8th place could be in first place if they had more money. But first and second, which is what we all want to see, let's make that as even as possible. Let's not fucking eliminate cars and give them another advantage. When they already got the same financial, we can blow everybody out the water. Well, let's just see them go at it fairly then.
Yeah.
As fair as it can be.
Yeah.
It seems like that fuck with that. That's why I'd be bothered.
Yeah, I could see that.
Is it standard for them to remove the cars during that safety? Oh, that's a standard.
Yeah,
that happens all the
they
time.
have to, because if it's just there during the rest of the race,
No, not the fuck.
No,
up
the
car. I'm
lappers.
talking about the lappers. Was that a standard move every race that they would remove the lappers?
Yeah, but I think that what they do is they let everybody pass.
Yeah,
And they only let the lappers that were in between Lewis and Max.
Yeah. So if they're doing something just for this race, it's unfair.
Yeah. But the guy said it because the guy Toto Wolff, who's the basically the head of Mercedes, he goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And then the guy Michael Massey, who's the steward, just goes, "We came here to race today."
Because all these team principals have been saying, let them race. And Mercedes, just because of their influence, has gotten a lot of favorable decisions this season.
Yeah.
In particular to Lewis on Max. And this is something that, hey.
So if you're a real fan, you're also probably satisfied, like, fuck you finally got a taste of your
Everyone
own
should
medicine.
just say, like, this was great for the sport.
Yeah. I mean, it was unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
Does Hamilton benefit on the back end that the sport is now getting more eyeballs?
Yeah, of course.
Like,
100%.
how mad is he really? Like, obviously, it affects his legacy and money, but like, oh, this next season is going to be insane.
I'm sure he wanted 8.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be the guy that has the record.
If he has 8,
And they
it's
have
one over Schumacher, but he has the win for most races, record for most races won. So he has one record.
And him and Verstappen have a bitter rivalry, right? Big
Not
rivalry.
even. Like, Verstappen's a new up and coming driver. Like, Lewis has been. It'd be like Jordan and Kobe having a rivalry.
Yeah. But like in the
They
moment,
didn't have a bitter rivalry.
Okay. I thought in the moment they were talking a lot of shit about each other this year.
No, there's-
Lewis is pretty mentory to him.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
This season's just been a battle, but in the last couple seasons, and I realized something with the Netflix show, to your point, it's not even for us anymore. It's for the people that are going to say, listen to this podcast and say, I'm going to try out Formula One.
Yeah.
Start it off by watching the Netflix doc.
it's
And by the
unbelievable.
time, then you'll be watching the next season
You'll be obsessed.
in real time, and you'll be obsessed.
I got through almost the first season, and then I wasn't obsessed. It was definitely a good show.
Yeah.
But they talk about Verstappen in season 1. You can basically, if you watch a show, I've realized, watch his whole arc from like kind of brash punk kid that's got a lot of talent into now winning the fucking thing, which would be very cool if you go through all of it.
Oh, this next season is going to be fucking ridiculous.
And what was Lewis Hamilton's reaction? Like, everything I'm Googling is basically he was just like, he didn't show up to the press conference.
Yeah, he's upset. You know, I'm sure. Maybe he thinks it's unfair. But you could also say that Mercedes was pussy. Like, they didn't play to win. Like, they were like, oh, they're just going to drive this out, and then we're just going to take the safety car to the finish line. They could have given up position, but prepared themselves just in case.
And Lewis
and had the
smartly
tires.
was like, the couple times where he thought he should have boxed or pitted to change tires, his team, like strategy-wise, they played it safe. No, let's leave you on those tires. They're durable. They'll go the distance. But he was smart enough in a couple particular moments to say, like, why am I not boxing? Why am I not going in there? So you can chalk it up to their strategy was off. But he was a gentleman in the moment. His dad was shaking hands with Max's dad. Like, he did well, I thought, in terms of that.
Yeah.
Well, this would be a chance if he wins next year to make this a big asterisk. Like, you can kind of undercut the whole win, I assume, if you win next year.
Yeah.
If you win next year, and you could be like, the only reason I don't have 9 straight is this fucking BS decision.
Yeah.
You can make his Verstappen's championship an asterisk championship, basically.
An interesting wrinkle to the whole race was that Max Verstappen had won more races throughout the year.
Okay.
9 to Lewis's 8. So he was given the tiebreaker in the event that they would end that race with the same amount of points.
Right.
Now, how could they end a race with the same amount of points? Well, they would if neither of them won any points.
Right.
How would they do that? Let's say they crashed. Right? So if Max wanted to win,
Yeah.
just crash.
Yeah.
And I think I was watching a documentary. Was it Senna? I forget exactly who it is. I was watching a documentary about a guy who did this and basically, like, on the first turn, crashed into his rival and then took the both of them out.
G's up, dude.
But that's it. That's guarantees the victory. So if Max wanted it that bad, he could have easily, like, driven really aggressively, pushed Lewis off to the side. He crashed as well. Game over. He got it. So it was in the bag for him if he wants.
Right.
Now, that's not maybe the right way to win it, but people have won it in that way before.